Let's work on skills. Let's talk about summarizing. When you summarize, you state in your own words a shortened version of what you read. Why it matters. Summarizing can help you understand and remember the most important information of a paragraph or passage. So, key important idea from the reading, key fact from the reading. So those key ideas go here. And then you get a shortened version of what you read. A summary includes only the ideas that are important or key, the most important ideas from what you read. Always use your own words when you summarize. We're going to practice this skill. Read the 2 paragraphs, then write a summary for the second paragraph. Settlers came to North America from different European countries, but Spain set up the first permanent settlement to be started by Europeans in what is now the United States. In 1565, Spanish colonists founded St. Augustine in Florida. In 1565, Spain founded St. Augustine, the first permanent European settlement in what is now the United States. Most settlers who came to North America in the 1600s were English. One reason for this was that England had more people than it could feed. Poor people and orphans were sometimes sent to America, sometimes against their will. So some facts. Spain set up the first permanent settlement. Spanish colonists founded St. Augustine, and it was in 1565, the first permanent European settlement in the U.S. Okay. So you see, this is a fact, and this is a fact, and we put it together in our own words, well, the book did, to make a quick summary. Okay, so let's try this. Read the paragraphs and answer the questions. Young colonists. Many children came to North America from England without their families. Some of them were orphans. Others were the children of poor families. In England, many parents could not earn enough money to feed their children. Children fled to cities to beg for food. England had a law that said poor children had to be taken in and cared for, but there were usually more children than there were people to care for them. In the Virginia colony, tobacco plantations needed lots of workers. The owners of the Virginia Company saw an opportunity to put English children to work. They asked English leaders to allow the company to take children to the Virginia colony as indentured servants. And as indentured servants, the children were required to work for the company for a certain period of time, usually 7 years. After they completed their service, they would be given some basic supplies, some food, and their freedom. Many children, however, did not survive long enough to be granted their freedom. The climate and living conditions in North America were very different from those in England. Sickness killed many indentured servants within the first 2 years of service. Indentured service, though, was often the only option, like the only opportunity, for many poor children and adults. If they could survive their period of service, they would earn a fresh start in a new land. So summarize. Why did many orphans and poor children become indentured servants? Looking back at the text, find a couple of key details that answers that question. 2. Why did the Virginia Company want to bring children to the Virginia colony? So go back to the passage. find some key details. Let's put it in our own words. 3. How would you describe life for young colonists in North America? So a good study skill for learning a subject like history, science, even math, is to pose questions. Posing or asking questions as you read can help you improve your understanding. Think of questions that might be answered by reading. For example, you may ask how events are related. Use the questions to guide your reading and look for answers as you read. So as a study skill, this is a style of taking notes that's very common in high school and university called Cornell notes, where on the left hand of your paper, you make a T-chart basically. You have the question on the left, and then as you read, you take notes for the answers on the right. So before you read the chapter, write a list of questions. Look for the answers as you read. Be sure to look also for the answer to complete the chart above. So in what ways were the settlers in Massachusetts like those who settled at Plymouth? An answer would be, like the settlers at Plymouth, the settlers at Massachusetts wanted to live by their Christian ideas. Why did people settle in areas near the colony of Massachusetts? So as you read, you would look for the why. Okay, let's start chapter 5.